I hear lots and lots of Firefly rumours, but this one seems to have a bit of weight behind it. Welcome to Sidetrack, your sci-fi TV and movie channel. So Firefly is one of my favourite TV shows. I'm actually being off for a few days from work, and the first thing I did was pretty much watch Firefly. I then got some news from people I speak to that work in and around MGM. They know people in and around Disney, and apparently there have been some serious conversations about Firefly returning, and even some early negotiations. But what are those negotiations? Well, basically, Disney Plus are very interested in returning Firefly. Since their acquisition of Fox, Firefly ended up on Disney Plus, and it has actually done very, very well. They've got very good numbers for a TV show that only ran for 14 episodes nearly 20 years ago, and that got cancelled because no bugger watched it first time round. Disney love basically that they're getting really good viewing numbers for something they've had to put no effort into. But what is the news? And who are the negotiations with? Well, this is going to be very early stages. There is no sort of plot design, there is no script, there's no nothing. Disney are just exploring that if they produce this series, who is going to make it? Who will be the showrunner? Well, the one thing I can tell you immediately is that it won't be Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon is not a particularly popular person in the entertainment business at the moment. He has been quite abusive towards many of the female stars of his show and even some of the guys, and he is a little bit of a pariah right now. Also, a couple of his big projects of recently have not really succeeded. I'm looking at Justice League there. Even though I personally thought The Nevers was a great TV show, and I'm really hoping it returns for a second series, Joss Whedon did leave that show halfway through from his director and producing role, with very little news about why, but the rumour is it was again because of accusations against the way he treats some of the female stars. So, Disney are not looking to bring Joss Whedon back, but they are looking at the people that produced the original show and wondering if maybe some of them could. Tim Minear was the executive producer. On the starting credits is his name right up there with Joss Whedon. And negotiations have started, very early negotiations, about him coming back as the showrunner. He has apparently asked for Brett Matthews to join him as executive producer and co-showrunner, and to write many of the episodes going forwards. This deal, for me, would be absolutely stunning. Mainly because actually Tim Minear wrote one of my favourite episodes, Out of Gas, of the Firefly series. You don't get many TV shows or movies that you consider to be perfect. Predator is a perfect movie. Die Hard is a perfect movie. You know, some of these things, this Out of Gas is a perfect episode. There is nothing about it that is wrong. It's the perfect balance of humour, drama, storytelling. You know, we learned more about Mal in that episode and the other characters. It had humor. It just had everything. It's literally the perfect episode. And Tim Minear wrote it.
Yes, sir. A right smart purchase, this vessel. I tell you what, you buy this ship, treat her proper, she'll be with you for the rest of your life. Son? Hey, son. You hear a word I've been saying?
After Firefly, he's gone on to produce and executive produce and write lots of TV. He's currently the showrunner for 911 and 911 Lone Star. But 911 Lone Star is just completed its third series. There is no news on whether a fourth series is going ahead. So Disney are in early discussions, basically saying, if 911 Lone Star doesn't go ahead, or if we can make time in your schedule, would you consider this role for us? Would you consider bringing back Firefly? Now, on a streaming service, this is probably going to be a 10-episode run. That seems to be the norm nowadays. So it's not as all-encompassing as a big show that takes 6 months to produce like 911 does. This is something that Tim Minear could do, particularly if Brett Matthews is there to support him. Now, Brett Matthews is mostly known for actually his comic book work. He's worked on Spider-Man, Wolverine, but he has actually been executive producer of a TV series, very successful TV series as well, including The Supernatural. He's currently the executive producer and writer for the series Legacies. which is the spin-off from the Vampire Diaries. But what would the show be? Well, I have heard rumours from the early stages of the negotiations, and what Tim Minear has basically come in and said, he will not do a hard reboot. He will only do a continuation of the story. He's basically said he wants to do Firefly The Next Generation. Now, it won't be based aboard a Firefly ship, so the series will probably call Serenity. Now, this will be a series based within the universe that they created in the original Firefly series and the Serenity movie, but it won't be based aboard the Firefly. Now, that is for two big reasons. Tim Minear hopes that the Firefly could actually make a guest appearance, that we could get Nathan Fillion as Mal back in for at least 1 or 2 episodes, maybe the end of season finale, or how they kick the season off. Now, apparently, Tim Minear has already spoken to Nathan Fillion about this, and he would love to do it. The only thing stopping him really is scheduling issues. But if it was just for the opening 2 episodes, it would probably only be a week or 2 of filming. It's something that could be very easily done if producers of The Rookie allow him to. Remembering that he's one of the executive producers of The Rookie, so I think he's got it in there. Obviously, we wouldn't see Wash or Shepherd Book return, but the rest of the characters could. We could also see Wash and Zoe's child. He would be 20 years old by now, so that would be a really interesting sideline for this storyline as well. Maybe that character is somebody that could join this new crew within the new show, and it could actually be Wash and Zoe's kid that we see in the series as that nice little thread through. So guys, get in the comments, what do you think about this news? If these early negotiations really are happening, and I got to admit, underline, it is only a rumour, then what do you think that means for the show? I personally think these conversations probably have happened. I think Firefly is a show they desperately want to return, and if they're going to do it, they would want to do it in a way that maybe would appease fans, because look, you know what people are like when a new show gets announced like this. They immediately kick off and say it's not going to have the same characters. Those characters can't be replaced, so it's no point doing it. Personally, I don't agree. People kicked off when the Next Generation Star Trek was done because they said it was peeing over the original series and you can't have new characters. And they showed that you can. If done right, this show could actually be great, because the universe that Joss Whedon and Tim Minear created is actually a very interesting one. It's quite a unique sci-fi universe. It could work really, really well. It's just got to be done right. Disney have to put in the money, the effort and the time to get it done right. And Tim Minear and Brett Matthews, for me, they're the people to run this, and they could produce something great. Let me know in the comments exactly what you think though. If you are new to the channel, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, it really helps us out. Also, if you would like to become a fully fledged sci-trekker and support the channel, please consider hitting that join button. As always guys, please stay safe. I'll see you soon.